Still got stuff over there. I can't use that camera up there today. Maybe I'll take it out now. I left some food over there. I can't use my other camera. Some food over there. Hold on. All right, man. KB John. All right. Gotta start the day out clean. Turn this off. Put this down. All right, here we go. Let me turn my mic back up. Hello, how's my sound coming in this morning? Hello, Aaron. Hello, Sadiqa. How you doing? What's up, Malik? Are you hearing me loud and clear? Clearly? Looks like my chat isn't working. Let's try that again. All right, good. I didn't touch anything. Your comments are coming on the screen. I got your comments big, so I don't have to go. Hey, Sadiqa. What's up, Jamal? Hey, man. I think Aaron says. I'm putting this up on the screen, Aaron. Hold on. Because that's a good way to start this show. Because we need to do... Hold on, that's not... Where's the comments? There it is. There we go. You know how everybody's like getting upset because... And I don't get it. But they're getting upset because Lil Wayne was supposed to have the Super Bowl. And I've never heard of a person that is supposed to get the Super Bowl. I thought people are being, chosen for the Super Bowl. And then like somebody said when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, all the great Atlanta artists that wasn't, I'm going to use an Atlanta word or a Southern word, not nan one of them was there. Not nan one of them was there. So in this case, they're doing some kind of internet push to where Lil Wayne got snubbed for Kendrick, which is not true. Kendrick is the hottest thing right now. So it's like that should happen. And Kendrick is a Grammy Award winner, and Kendrick is a world artist. You know what I'm saying? So on a world stage, you put a world artist. What's up, Mari? So with that being said, they were saying it was disrespectful to be there in New Orleans without Lil Wayne. So I think Lil Wayne's going to be there in some capacity. So you have to do that for me. You have to tell everybody how completely disrespectful it will be for Kendrick Lamar to be at the Super Bowl without Shango. It is completely wrong, disrespectful. Football is my sport. It was the emotions of football. If no, I wouldn't say that. If he performs Mr. Morale, let's put it that way. If he performs Mr. Man, you gotta call me, man. I don't want no check. Get the check away from me. Do you want a check? I need to be there. So everybody hook up. Call Pharrell. Call Kendrick. Everybody say, look, if you're doing Mr. Morale on the Super Bowl stage, you better have Shango up on the screen somewhere screaming that stuff. Because it came from our pain. It came from my pain. It came from the Cowboys' pain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's say good morning, Shango. Let's take a moment to thank the Lord that we're not Jet fans. How would you feel if you sold your soul for a quarterback and they literally sold their soul for a quarterback, and last year they got absolutely zero from him, and this year it doesn't look like it. And I could have, I wasn't a big fan of the older Aaron Rodgers. I mean, when he left Green Bay really didn't change that much. You know what I'm saying? So, wish the best for you, Green Bay. I mean, Miami's my pick over there. And they better watch out for, let's go through this stuff right here before I start topics or whatever. They better watch out for New England, because New England is New England is a weird, oh wow, that's a good shot. I accidentally did that. Oh wow. Hi, good morning. But New England is a weirdly good football team. What's up, Mean Mug? Rodgers looked real old out there, Cal Cullen. You're absolutely right. He looked like he could not put a team on his back to save his life. And yeah, it's like they did. It's like the Jets. Like we might have made a mistake, but at the same time, guys, they were playing San Francisco. And San Francisco can make a lot of people look bad, and it's a lot to expect Aaron Rodgers to come out and do great. After a whole year off. And then his first game is those guys. So let's give him a little bit of a break. A tiny bit of a break. No, he deserves a little break. He needs a little time. The Jets defense got out schemed last night. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go over the Saints tomorrow, Sam. We're gonna definitely go through that tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit about let me go ahead and put these topics up there. Let's see if I can get this up here. If you see, I'm slowly working on my graphics. Just slowly. Let me take that away. All right. Let's go back here. And let's bring this screen over for my topics. I think it came over. Yeah. Then let's go back here and let's see if it works out. I'll have a smoother transition sooner or later, people. There we go. Nope, hold on. It wasn't the smooth transition that I wanted. Let's just get it there. Oh, that was all me. My fault. And now, boom, here we go. So hopefully I can have that on a button right here, where I can just press a button. I can only hope. All right, those are today's topics. We got Dak Prescott's contract. We're going to talk about the rookie offensive lineman. We're going to talk about the combination of Overshown and Micah. And let me take Aaron's down. Hide message. We're going to talk about Ferg and how much that meant to us and how we dodged a bullet there. And then we're gonna take a second about and talk about Kool-Aid for this season. All right. We gotta calm ourselves down a little bit. We're gonna hype ourselves up in this video. I mean, in this little show right here, we're gonna hype ourselves up, and then we're gonna calm ourselves down at the end. We're gonna calm ourselves down. All right. Oh, really? You didn't know that, Leandro? Shoot, man, I've been eating off me being on that song forever. I mean, that's my lifetime achievement. me being on the kitchen song. You know, when they during the beef, when New Ho Chin, the restaurant in Toronto, when he said he woke up that morning after being in a Kendrick song, he woke up the next morning and just got flooded with information. He was just like, "What is going on? What is going on?" I know that feeling. And it was like, and it was even worse because I kind of knew it was coming because the lawyers hit me up. I was coaching my little son. I was coaching my son at first base. I was at first base when the lawyers came and said, "Sir, could we talk to you for a second?" So I thought it was just, because Pharrell has used my voice before, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's big and a lot of times it's not so big or whatever. But I wasn't expecting anything huge or whatever. I was just happy that I was somewhere and going to be somewhere in the Kendrick Lamar song. And then soon as that thing dropped, because they dropped it out of nowhere, they came and hit me out of nowhere, and then they dropped it out of nowhere. And my boys hit me up immediately. It's like, "Dude, you're in the song." I said, you're starting the whole album. You're starting Mr. Morale. I was like, "What?" And from that day, it just got weird. It was one of the most fun days of my life. Good morning, Christy. The Saints are, that's the thing. Brent, that's why I want to wait and watch the Saints, talk about the Saints tomorrow, because I got to watch that game today because Carolina, I was trying to tell everybody how bad Carolina was going to be last year, and they proved to be that bad, but I thought they would be a little bit better because they have weapons for Bryce, but hey, maybe. No problem, Leandro. Hey, Leandro, I'll be sharing that story for the rest of my life. Mr. Morale. Sam, the album is named Mr. Morale, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what, if you don't know what I'm saying, go to Amazon and look at Kendrick's album. Look at Kendrick's concert, and when he's in these big old audiences overseas or wherever he is, and he's in these big old things and whatnot, they getting ready to sing Mr. Morale, and then my voice comes up, and the audience just goes crazy. And I'm like, if that can happen at the Super Bowl, I'm done. Y'all won't see me no more. I clock out. My life is good. I'm gonna go over here and play Madden for us. That would be great. All right, let me get off my little tangent here. I always stop at Kamara as number one. Exactly. Jonathan says he would watch my videos on the way to school. Now he's watching on the way to work. Yep. It's probably not going to change, Jonathan. I can't. Y'all won't let me stop doing this, and I can't stop doing this. Oh my goodness! Honorable mentions. I was thinking. We have honorable mentions. I'm gonna put that up. Honorable. When he saw Jake Ferguson grab that knee, it scared the HE double hockey sticks out of him, and me too, because I guess we're gonna go with today's topics out of order, because when you say something like this, I want to jump on it. Hey, this is a work in progress here. This is a work in progress. But when he grabbed his knee, and I was like, oh man, that's our number, because Brandon Cooks is not a number two. That's our number two. That he was number two in stats last year, and he's literally our second weapon on offense. And if he goes, it's literally going to be the combination of Dak and CD and a whole bunch of other guys. It literally, there will be no other person that is a standout talent in the NBA. They're all serviceable talents. So yeah, I was a little scared. Um, yeah, I'm up early now these days. But so now I think he's like day to day, and it was a strain. And I said that in a moment. I said hopefully it's an MCL strain and not a tear, because when it tears, it has to repair and then work back or whatever. But if it's a strain, you just stay off of it and work or whatever. But if he needs to take a couple of weeks, he can take a couple of weeks or whatever, however long he needs to take. What's up, Callie? Flournoy. That's the other one I am very interested to see talk your talk media, because everybody else that they talked up at training camp has shown, like Kalen Carson, they've shown up. They really have. Yes, just a spring. So however long he needs, you're good. Dabo's time. Oh man, yeah, they got so happy for beating App State, didn't they, Cal? Clemson did. Jerry got beat up in that contract. Let's go. Now we can go to Dak Prescott's contract. Jerry got beat up on that contract. But Brent, what does that help? At this point, going to the media and voicing their displeasure, it doesn't help the situation at all. You know, you would, if something happens, you need to go in, you need to talk about it. And plus, you need to get with the coaches and other players and find out what actually happens, because what we don't know is we as the sports fans, we create our own narratives. We watch the games, and then we watch our talk show people who are only interested in themselves and in their narratives, whatever. And we take their narratives on, and that's what grows with sports. What really happens in that football game stays within the organization. So when you think that, you know, he's with us or whatever, a lot of times Jerry is talking from that perspective of the stuff that he knows that we don't know or whatever. So I don't think we're going to see any of that anymore. Any fans that are talking, this is about Dak Prescott's contract. Any fans that want to talk trash and say this, you can't trade him. He has a no trade clause. He has a no franchise tag. I mean, he is locked. He is as locked as your quarterback as it can get. Now it's time for you to deal with it. It's time for two people to deal with it. The people who can't stand Dak, deal with it. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You got the dude that played the best last year. So you got the dude that is playing the best at quarterback in the NFL at the moment. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, I'm not including that dude. But all the other ones, you got the guy that's playing the best. He's not winning you a championship right now because the whole thing is this is a team game. And the whole thing's got to come together. It can't be just one guy willing the team together. That's narratives again. We're floating in the narratives. But the reality is everybody got to do their job. Everybody, all of them. So now, one, the fans get over it. If you a Cowboy fan, get on this bus, and we're going to be relevant for the next 4 years. We might not win, but we ain't going to suck. Just as clear, I need to do that. As clear as day. As clear as day. I guess I can do that now. So the second people, I gotta get the Tobert minute talking media. The second thing from the Dak that needs to understand with the Dak Prescott contract is the organization. Please put the right things around Dak Prescott for Dak Prescott to be successful. Don't take the position of, we're paying you more money. Now you have to play. Now you have to play better, because that doesn't matter. Because if that mattered, you can go get a dude down the street and pay him $1 million or $50 million, and he would be a great receiver. The money don't make you play better. The money has nothing to do with your play. Your play is your play. So whatever Dak Prescott is right now, that's who Dak Prescott is. For you to expect something different because you gave him a big check, that is crazy. You'll get the same thing. It's the same product. The product don't change because you put more money, because you spent more money on it. Okay, you understand that? So we know we don't have a guy that can extend plays. We don't have a guy that can run for first downs over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? The new type quarterback. We have an older style quarterback that goes into the pocket and finds his targets. You can't have weak targets. You can't have weak targets. You have to have people that can get open. You have to have not one wide receiver that can get open. You got to have several wide receivers that can get open. You got to have a tight end that's a mismatch, like Brady and Gronk. Because Brady was the same type that he wasn't going to do anything else other than get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. And what did Bill Belichick do for Brady? There wasn't big names. He had Gronk, and he had little he always had a Welker or Eidelman or whatever that was open on every single play. Every single play. Because when Brady needed to get that ball out of his hands, he threw it to one of those guys. Quick, bang. So if we can get those guys on our team somehow, find those guys that's going to catch the ball, and when they catch the ball, they do something with it. That's why I wanted to see Flournoy. They were talking about Flournoy. They were saying Flournoy might be one of those guys. Hopefully it is. I was talking down on Turpin during the game, and Turpin did a nice return, but still Turpin has showed us very little in the catch and run aspect of the offense. So you know who Dak Prescott is. You did a good job with this offensive line. This is a good transition into the offensive line. You did a good job on the offensive line, because you need somebody that's going to protect him. And he's going to be in the pocket. Now you need somebody that's going to be open. You're going to be able to go across the middle. Because sending Brandon Cooks, if you send Brandon Cooks across the middle and the playoffs again, I'm going to lose my mind. No, don't do that. That's not the way it works. So that's my point. For the fans that hate Dak Prescott, get over it. He's our quarterback for the next 4 years. Get on this train, and hopefully we can figure something out in these 4 years to get us a championship. Because with him we have a chance, but we have to put the right people around him. Do I believe the right people around him right now? No, not at all. Not at all. I flew it all the way down to the last point right there. Not at all. But we need to start working toward getting the people that Dak Prescott needs to be successful. Doesn't have to be big names. They don't have to be superstars. Again, like in New England, they didn't ever pay Welker and Eidelman all them big money until later on. Brandon Cooks is way too small for that. I wish we had a little more speed. Exactly, a little more speed on offense. I mean, my main point is Patrick Mahomes cannot be compared to Dak Prescott. He is so much better than anybody else in the league. I can't say any quarterback in the league is on the realm what Patrick Mahomes is right now. And they still got him weapons. Do you see what I'm saying? At this point, when the line is pretty much, I think we're going to work on that right tackle over there. But the line is pretty much floating, coming together. We're going to have to replace Zach soon too. But we got that left tackle. You got that left tackle. So now it's time to work on those little guys. And you can get those little guys. You don't have to get those little guys in the first round. You can get them in the second round. You can get them in the third round. You can get them in the fourth round. You can get them in the fifth round. Just get them. Get them. Get them like when he gets the ball, the defense goes, oh, man. Who's got weapons? What are you talking about, Bear? Where Bear's like, hey, you don't understand why. What weapons are you talking about, Bear? Please list them and list their stats. Please list their weapons and what do you compare those weapons with? What weapon is? He just said, oh yeah, sorry, okay, Worthy. I thought you were talking about us. I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Yes, Worthy, Hollywood, Kelsey, and Kelsey is Kelsey is that what I was talking about in New England with Gronk. It's that connection, that third down. It's that target that they're on some kind of same mental pattern, whatever. And hopefully Dak and Ferguson are going to be that, because Dak literally loves Ferguson. He literally loves Fergie. So hopefully Dak and Ferguson, that combination, can get like Kelsey and Mahomes and Brady and Gronk. And then you can start doing some championship things, because then at that point in the playoffs, when those big third downs come, I'm giving it to that guy. I'm throwing it at that guy. He's going to make something happen because he's a dog. And that's it. Yeah, I hope we have something in Flournoy. The one touchdown when did he score? Did he score that touchdown versus the Raiders? Or was it somebody? But the one he scored, that back shoulder, whatever. It was pretty. It was very pretty. It has nothing to do with who's throwing the ball to you. That ball was coming. If it was a passing machine, it didn't matter. The catch was still the catch. Okay, offensive line. What time is it? Am I doing good? Yes, I'm doing well. Okay, offensive line. Before the game, I told you I was really worried about the offensive line. And the thing I was worried about the offensive line is with Dak Prescott not having a contract before the game. Once Dak got his contract, everything fell into place. I understood everything. They were never going to let Dak take a snap. And I said this, if you look at my videos, I didn't want to talk about anything until I knew Dak Prescott was taking a snap with a contract. So they probably knew Dak Prescott was taking a snap with a contract, because you know how dumb that would be for an NFL quarterback to get behind an offensive line with two rookies on it. That's as dangerous as you get. Even if those rookies will get good, they will make mistakes. They're rookies. They're going to make mistakes. And at the offensive line, especially left tackle, a little mistake can be a dead quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. And if you don't have a contract and you sitting back there behind a left tackle that's a rookie, that's the most dangerous place to be, man. So when all that stuff came together, I was like, okay. And then at the beginning of the game, I got really worried. I think that was BB that got beat like that on a sack, and I got really worried. And the Cowboys, what we're not used to, went back there and they adjusted their game plan, and from that point on, they got the ball out of Dak's hands quickly. They changed their game plan to protect their offensive line. And if you look, I looked at every play with Guyton. It's on YouTube. If you look on YouTube, it's every snap with Guyton versus Miles. And Miles was giving them the work. Miles was giving him the work. But the play calls were either running directly at Miles to get right past him or whatever, or they would get away from him with the pass. And Dak, it almost appeared as if Dak was moving with Miles. Because on one play, Miles came, and when Miles came, Dak floated this way and got the ball away right before Miles hit him. And Miles just had to run past him or whatever. So they were consciously getting around those guys or whatever, which I thought was like the smartest thing to see, like thought process in your offense. It's like crazy. And the second thing is the last time that we had our offense dumbed down this badly was when we had two rookies on our offense. And those two rookies were Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. And how did that season fall out? We had to play dumb that week because Dak had to play real conservative because he was a rookie. He was learning. Same with Zeke. They had to be real conservative. And that just made us dog walk people. And with this one, this game was perfectly called on the offensive side of the ball for our defense. Absolutely perfectly called. So keep on doing what you're doing. Those rookies, this way they can take some L's because both of those rookies took some L's yesterday, but it didn't hurt us. So we can still they survived and they learned a lot and they didn't hurt us. So it was a very successful day. Very successful day. So I'm proud of both of them. I told you BB's my boy. I was worried about Guyton, but everything I've seen on Guyton goes against what my mind says. And everything that I hear about Guyton goes against what my mind said. I hear he's a great, great, great person or whatever. And he just, Dak said he's the type of personality that don't want to let anybody down. So that I understand that personality. I actually like that personality because you can depend on a person like that to a degree. So I like our line. I like it. Let me go through some of these comments. Bear says action. I have to have 12 free plays drive to score all the time. Yep. Oh, there we go. I thought Bear. There we go. Sam, Dak definitely has weapons, bro. There you go. Sam, you explain the weapons, please. Please explain these weapons to all of us here. Let me put you on. No, I'm not putting that up. Oh, no. Revelation journalists. I will put that up. Because it's not them. It's the media. It's the media. Patrick Mahomes is a creation of Andy Reid. Andy Reid is possibly the greatest offensive mind the NFL has ever seen. Okay? Andy Reid had a resume before Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid had Kansas City doing extremely well with what's his name? What's his face? So they were already in a playoff team when they got Patrick Mahomes. So when they got Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid was a huge part of his success. Revelation, but I'm not finished. On the defensive side of the ball, Patrick Mahomes also has possibly one of the defensive GOATs. Spagnuolo gave us the greatest Super Bowl upset that we've ever seen in our lives, beating the greatest offense of all time. So not only does he have one of the greatest offensive minds of all time there with him in Kansas City, on the other side of the ball, he has one of the greatest defensive minds that really basically picked Patrick Mahomes up and sat him in the fourth quarter of a football game. And who wouldn't want Pat Mahomes as that quarterback in overtime? In overtime of a football game. Who wouldn't want Pat Mahomes as that quarterback? That's the perfect situation. So, yeah. Alex Smith, thank you. That's why I said we got to see Sam Park. No. Sam Park says Brandon Cooks could be a one on a bottom tier team. No, Sam. No. He wasn't a one where he came from. He was a 4 when he was with the Rams. He wasn't anywhere near a 1 with Houston, with the Texans. If he went back to the Texans now, he may not be on that roster at all because Noah's not. So no, those numbers here with Dak, that's low. He should really have a lot better. With a quarterback as prolific as Dak, you should have a lot more yards than that. So no. Absolutely no. The tight end, absolutely. We're talking about the tight end, but that's just 2. You can't say that about any of our adversaries. You can't say that about Kansas City. You can't say that about San Francisco. You can't say that about Detroit. All those good teams. You can't say that about Philadelphia. None of those teams you can say that about. Everybody has a beast over there at number 2. How do you think Cooks compares to Devonta? And you saw how big Devonta was in that game. Yes, Chris Jones. I was really when Chris Jones didn't have a contract, boy. When there was some rumors about him going somewhere else, man, I was like, man, if we can get some Chris Jones, Yes, And no, I wouldn't say another great receiver, Sam. I would say two people. That's why I'm interested to see Flournoy. Two people. They don't have to be great receivers because we have one that is a incredible connection. But two guys that can take a 2-yard pass to the house. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that when they get the ball, then there's another problem. Running back extensions. That's a big thing that's happening in this league. A lot of these receivers, they're half receiver, half running back. Some guys like that. They're very inexpensive. And they're as plentiful as running backs. But we need pop. We need people that pop. Right now, we don't have people that pop. Well, the bad thing about Brandon Cooks is he's not a slot. He runs that. And we can still use that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want Cooks gone because Cook, he can work that outside when CD comes in the slot or whatever, or the other guys or whatever. So we can definitely use Cooks. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying where Cooks was, he wasn't a number 2. And we got him and placed him as a number 2. So yeah, Brent, you're absolutely right. He could be a third receiver, but with CD being in the slot and him doing his thing, him going across the middle, it's going to be like Green Bay when they just robbed him, just mugged him and robbed him because he just don't have the body to get that dude off him like a Keyshawn Johnson or Michael Irvin when you throw that ball in there. Yeah, thank you, baby. Sunday. We need pop. We need some pop from the offense. And especially we need pop from the running back. Well, I'm not even talking about the running back position because you guys know. I mean, we will be good in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll be, and that's really important. But I'm worried about like when we have leads on teams. I'm worried about that a little bit because it's going to force us to throw the ball in those situations, which is extremely dangerous. That's the kind of stuff I'm worried about. If we're up by like 14 points or like 10 points or whatever going into the third quarter, in the middle of the third quarter, and we need to run the ball, to run some clock out and things of that sort, that kind of concerns me because we won't be able to drain the clock. And when we have to put the ball up in the air, even with little short passes, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. So that is what I guess that rolls me right into my last topic. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. That's why I would say don't drink the Kool-Aid. Now, what you just saw our offense, it was it's probably how our offense is going to look versus a playoff team when we come. It's not going to be, it's not going to look as prolific as it does as it will versus the Giants and the Commanders. We're gonna look real good against those guys. But when we get against teams that have two corners like Cleveland has and has a real password rush like Cleveland has, we're gonna have to do some things the same way. We're gonna have to get away from those pass rushers. We're gonna have to keep the passes very simple. You know what I'm saying? We can't think, we need to put 400 yards on the board. I'm telling you, this reminds me also of another season when Romo's best season, the DeMarco Murray season. That season was a very dumbed down year where we just ran the ball and 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 kept it very simple. And it took us places. So this year we can't run the ball, but I think our passing game is going to keep it really, really, really simple, and low risk. So I think we'll do well this season, but when it comes to playoff time, if Flournoy is not a solidified number 2, or we didn't even talk about Tolbert. Where is Tolbert? Tolbert is supposed to be that guy. Tolbert came here and said he's going to change the culture. Tolbert before Flournoy, because Tolbert is the guy that's supposed to be there right now. So we need to see more from Tolbert Woo! 1,800-yard rusher. Delta Roots. But we need Flournoy. And I guess I'm gonna get off that. Thank goodness he got that kick return because I was giving was Turpin the works in that live show. Is it time for me to go get my children? No, not yet. Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, no. Detroit, and they were doing some physical running too. With that they have a prolific, and that setup. That's kind of the setup that I'm talking about that they have in Detroit. Detroit's paying all those guys. Somehow they're all getting checks, but Jared Goff is not a quarterback, kind of similar to Dak, that's not going to be able to extend anybody's play. He's not going to be able to move around and let the play break down and then make something happen. Dak can do that better than him. So he really can't do it. And they're not going to be running for first downs over and over and over and over. Dak can do that better than him too, but neither one are really, really good at it. So he has to have a beast over here and a beast over here, a couple of beasts behind him, and a good offensive line. And he's getting it done. You got to figure out how to make it happen. We have to come back down. I mean, it's really, you have to think about when those teams play like real tough defense. What are we going to do? And then especially the time of possession, not the time of possession. What is it? Time of possession. You need certain times of the game. You need to be able to hold on to the ball versus very good defenses. You're going to need to be able to get that tough first down, let the clock roll, and get another tough first down. And they all can't come from throwing because they know you're throwing short. You know what I'm saying? They know you're throwing around this area. It's really I'm just telling you, it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous. Can't drink the Kool-Aid. No. I don't think I will put my neck out and say do not drink the Kool-Aid all season this year. Just let it happen. And it might even feel better. It might even feel better if it just happens and you didn't even expect it. I think we need to stay there this whole season. And it's just because of the structure of the team is the exact same as it was last year. They don't have the running that we would want, and they don't have the weapons that we would want on their offense or whatever. But I feel like they're getting there. That's a good question. I'm going to put that question up there. Is that it? I think that's it. Can we really stop a team when they decide to try to establish the run? Well, I said before the game that if Cleveland's backup, what's his name? I can't think. Ford. If he ran all over our defense, I was going to probably and beat us. I was going to probably rant. That's rant worthy. That the backup of Nick Chubb came in and we still hadn't shored the middle of our defense or whatnot. So us shutting down their run game was very impressive. Very impressive. So, and then, like I said, the pressure from Phillips at the end of the game, when he collapsed the pocket like that, we haven't seen that in a long time either. So, Mozzie, you see what you got to do. I mean, those are the picks that I hate. I mean, Mozzie could have been enough. Mozzie could have been a receiver that's on the other side of CD. You know what I'm saying? It's time to do that, guys. We haven't invested in any talent, and when we did, it was Tolbert. And I think that I don't know what was Tolbert, a third rounder. Where's Tolbert? Good. Papitello said he has no expectation for this team. Yeah. Callie said he's getting the ingredients ready, but not mixing the Kool-Aid until later in the season. Yeah, yeah, I saw that running back last night, and Delta Roots, that tells you that it is all scheme in San Francisco. It's all scheme. It's all scheme. They get the right running back because you got to have the right running back for that scheme. You do have to have the right running back. You can't just put any back there. But when you get the right running back for that scheme, ugh, it's it's a 40-year-old scheme. It's been working for like 40 years. So no, yeah. I can see them transitioning from Christian McCaffrey, to their next rookie or free, whatever they get or whatever, real soon, because that money that McCaffrey is making has to go to Purdy. I don't, yeah, like ZTV, just, I got to watch that game, man. The Saints are good on defense, of course. So they're going to be another defensive test. But for them to hurt us on offense, ooh, that's a hard one for me. Tolbert be balling out during training camp, but once he hit actual season, he always seems to start getting the penalty on dropping the ball. Yeah, yeah. But that's the guy. That's the guy that we really needed to be that number two, and to be the buzz of our offense this season. And if he becomes that, then Will McClay, all you guys, great job. If Flournoy becomes that dude, if somebody appears above, because I don't think anything's gonna happen in the backfield. But if somebody appears and gets Brandon Cooks off of that number two and push Brandon Cooks to number three, and then Brandon Cooks and that person will be on the outside with CD in the slot. If that happens, that feels a little bit better. I can't think of anything for the running game because we have so much information on Zeke. We know what we're gonna get from Zeke. He was a little bit better than we expected, but we know what we're going to get from Zeke. We know what we're going to get from Rico. We don't know what we're going to get from Dalvin Cook, but we're not expecting much from Dalvin Cook. Do I think Michael Thomas could help? Nah. That's a big body, though. Papa Telly. Yeah, it's running back by it's running back by committee, but we know the running backs. You know what I'm saying? There's no like even that guy. There was nothing special about that guy with that Mason guy with San Francisco, but he was new. He was different. They didn't know what to expect, and they got something great. You know what I'm saying? We know we're not going to get a performance like that Mason. We know we're not going to get that from none of them because they've never done it. Well, Zeke hadn't done it in a long time, and Cook. Now, if they start doing it, if we get a roll out a game or two where our run game just overpower the team, I don't care if it's the Commanders, any team in the NFL. If our run game overpowers them, and we run for like 200 and something yards or whatever, shoot, then I'll feel better. But we got to see it. We can't just man, if they can go ahead and play like they did back when, blah, blah, we can't do that stuff. We got to see it now. We got to see it like this season. All right, let me go take the dog out, wake the children up, start my day. But this is good, man. Guys, these are becoming I look forward to getting up doing this because, hey, look, I made some graphics for today's show. So these graphics going to stay here. I might do something with this. I might do some more stuff with it. But every day, Monday through Thursday, it's going to be like 5:30 in the morning is when I come on. So I go from 5:30 to like 6:15. It's like 6:15 now. Yeah, 6:15, 6:20, somewhere like that. And that's Pacific time. All right, Delta Roots. Our defense was oh, that's the one last thing I forgot. Over Sean and Micah. And I'll let you go. Over Sean and Micah, that combination might be one of the best duos that we've seen in a long time. They're so fast and they are chasers. They close on you like nobody's business. So like I said yesterday, like with flag football, you have two guys and they kind of corner a person. But these guys corner you quick. Like it's like one will take one angle and the other it will close you out at the other angle. And it's like I don't know. I just don't see nobody. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard, And then the fact that we got those big bodies. I don't care how old the big bodies are. I don't care how good the big bodies perform. Those big bodies are going to help Overshown tremendously. There will be no one just getting through those big bodies going and putting their hands on our linebacker, our speedy linebacker. So this is going to have him and Kendricks just as free as possible. So that's another plus from adding those big guys right there. And Mozzie, come on, man. Come on, man. Let these old dudes come in here and do this to you. All right, guys. I will see you in the morning. In the morning, we'll start talking about the Saints game, and then we'll